What's up, everybody? Just a short little stream on a Monday to to brew the first cup of coffee for the week with you guys, and it was a good weekend too. Started on Friday night. What's up to the first thumbs up? It's Rev. Rev, we're obviously this was not a pre-scheduled stream. So did you just get the notifications? I wonder how well the notifications work for some people. What's up, Charlotte? Good morning. We have any friends from Europe over here? Morning, Lord. Josh from Detroit. How are you, man? RJ Williams. Cerebral. Yes, well, okay. Good morning. Good morrow. Good morrow. I just finished brewing the first batch of the day. I'm gonna have pounds of this brewed at the Jamboree. Those 30 cup urns. I'm gonna have 2 of them locked, double barrel. Oh, Twisted Wizard. Hey Matt, have you been around lately? I feel like if you have been around, I haven't seen your name. Matt Twisted Wizard in the chat room. Matt, we've been doing a lot of rearranging, a lot of redecorating and stuff at the studio, and of course, that is what goes along with that is handling your extremely dangerous sword that you made us. So, I think about you often whenever I look at that extremely dangerous sword that's at the studio. Frank, drinking my keto brains in my iced coffee. Scott got me hooked on the happy drink. I'm telling you, Christina and Scott out there. There's no other way to drink your coffee. I mean, I had coffee with some heavy cream yesterday, but that's just because my keto brains was out of reach. Bad sleep. Woke up at 3:30 p.m. Couldn't fall back. Oh, I woke up at 4. I'll pour the coffee in a little bit. I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, and my nose was completely jacked up. Say, Frank, how can that huge nose of yours be so clogged? How could that huge Italian Ginzo nose be clogged up? There should always be a passage that's open. No, that's not the way that it works. That's not the way that it works. And so I woke up, I said, what the hell, am I getting sick? But I felt fine otherwise. I went downstairs and I started taking the Apex water. I'm irrigating. Apex water, loosen things up, blowing it out. Then I took the Xlear, the Xlear congestion spray, got that, it's burning. It's going all throughout my sinuses and all that stuff. I'm feeling that stuff just start to open up. So I'm sitting down there, it's like 4:15 in the morning, and I'm waiting, giving it a couple minutes, and then I just, blow some stuff out. And then I got the Navage out. And I cleared it all through. I said, what the hell could that have been? Then I wake up the next day, because my throat was a little scratchy ass too. And last night, my throat was still a little scratchy. I'm laying there on the couch. I said, you know what? I'm going to check the air quality. And the air quality is terrible. And then I remembered all you people in the chat room who are like in the Midwest right now who said that they're getting destroyed by more Canadian fires or whatever the hell it is. There is like, that's what's going on. That had to be part of it. And especially starting off Saturday morning with a hard workout, just huffing and puffing. That had to have been part of it. I've been getting a lot of people writing in about that. Bad air quality, Russian volcano's fault. Hey, yeah. Well, I'm trying to get Dave and Leah of of the Oppenheimer Ranch project to come on the show tonight to talk about all of the earthquakes and all of the volcanoes. We got like centuries old volcanoes waking up. What's up, Dragon? But also, I felt the earthquake on Friday night over here. Had the same thing, Frank, for 2 days. Third day was normal. Elderberry tea was always. Yeah, I did the elderberry. Jane Barlow's elderberry and lemon balm. That worked out good. Yes, Sunday morning. L-lysine helps with your body detox from the bad air. Yeah, well, I also got to take the NAC and the bromelain. That always works out whenever I feel any kind of chest discomfort or anything like that. I should take the NAC every day, but I don't. I forget about it until I start feeling bad. Fireman17 is in the chat room. Now, the only one who probably knows Fireman in the chat room is King. Fireman17 was a very well-known mod on Ustream. Very well known mod on Ustream. And Fireman knows of me and Anthony and Mike and our show going back to 2007 because he was modding on Ustream. Oh, I know King remembers him. Fireman. There's a whole bunch of, man, that's a blast from the past. That's a real OG stuff. But then, so he knows Brad Hunstable. He knows Brad Hunstable, former, CEO, founder of Ustream. Sold Ustream to IBM. That was great. Jumped off of Ustream in 2015 and went right into YouTube. Big time blast. I've been putting a lot of blast from the past stuff up on Instagram, as I showed you guys last time. We had the Friday coffee stream. For those of you who didn't see it, this is back like 2006. This is a meeting in the first studio, that's Anthony's bedroom. I don't know why my pants are wet. That's me, Anthony, and Mike. That's Anthony's bedroom. And then we connected that to my bedroom. Those are the kids that Fireman remembers. Fireman17, those are the kids that he and King remember. That's us just about to squeak our way out of, well, I didn't graduate college until 2007. It's nuts. Just nuts. Wild days. The internet was the internet back then. Now it's like a preschool with the chaperoning and everything. The internet was, again, I'm glad that we cut our teeth back then, because if we were doing back then what we were doing now, our lives would be ruined. A lot of people's lives would be totally ruined. All right, hold on. I'm going hot today. That's right. And I got my grandfather's Jets mug. Don't judge. Don't judge. Please, don't judge. I pull for the Jets because of this mug. I said, come on, do something. Before Aurora left, Aurora went to go visit her grandfather, and she said, "Can I have some keto brains?" I said, "I'm going to have to turn that into a commercial. Molly's going to love that." So I let her take her little spoon and get it in here. She loves the keto brains. No sugar. No sugar, no nothing that's going to jack you up. It's just good old healthy aminos and fats for the brain. And if you want any, it's so creamy too. If you want any, please get in touch with me, and I will. I'll send you some. Indeed, I will. just send me an email, frank@quitefrankly.tv, and say, hey, man, can I try some of that keto brains? And I will say, yeah. What are you talking about? Of course I will. I want your brain to explode as well. Okay, so in Mexico, it's pronounced Hets. The Hets. That's why the Yankees are the Jankies. They're playing like the Jankies. The Yankees are absolutely pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. But I'm actually having fun watching them implode. I'm having fun. Man. Good morning from the beach. My mother's at the beach watching. Hello, Mom. Lauren was going to go to the beach, Mom, but she noticed it was high tide. And for some reason, that was a non-starter. I don't know. I forgot why. Just in time for the hat rip. Yeah, well, sorry. Anyway. So, let's see. My apologies that the Cubs tore them up. Well, listen, like I said, just to my friend out there who is a Detroit Tigers fan, I'm not going to be mad at the Cubs for having one good year every 25. I wish that the Yankees were actually a 100-loss team this year because maybe it would get Aaron Boone fired. Wanted him gone for a while. Zoso Dude is asking my mom if she's working on her tan for the Jamboree. She had that tan established back in May. Linda says, Mama, frankly, I'm jealous. Enjoy. Are you with Tony Black? Tony's feeling good, by the way, everybody. That's the latest. It was just dehydration. Now, hopefully, he keeps himself in a hyperbaric chamber until September so everybody can meet him. And there you have it. By the way, what's up, Marcus? By the way, we've got, because we made 15 VIP tickets available on top of the first sellout, and there is just about 10 left. So come out, guys. Come out. You're still thinking like summer. You got to think about the fall. In a couple of weeks, it's going to start smelling like September, and you're going to realize, you know what, I want to go and have a good time. I want to have we picked wait until you hear the menu we picked out. The food at this thing is going to be great, man. Jay, we're talking about the September Jamboree, the Quite Frankly social event that's going on here in New York on September 6th. But if you got a VIP, you're going to be there for September 5th at the studio, the VIP night as well. But on September 6th, last night, I can give you a little bit of a preview. Where the hell's my phone? Last night, Jay Gulanello came by. Well, Festivus, guess what? I'm going to be giving away 2 tickets. I'm going to talk about this tonight. I'll tell you guys right now. I'm going to be putting together, from now until the 13th, it's going to be a little bit of an essay contest. Anybody who wants to be in the running for one of these 2 tickets that we're giving away, they're going to have to send in an essay, no more than 200 words, just a couple of paragraphs. How you found the show and what Quite Frankly means to you. And then we'll announce the winner on the 13th. So we got 2 tickets that we're giving away. Just want to get people in the mood for that. But listen to this. Hold on. Let me see. What can I tell you from the meeting that we had last night with Jay Gulanello? He came by the house. I'm starting to program what that night on the 6th is going to be like, because I don't want it to be really regimented. I want people to just chill out, eat, talk. There's going to be so many people to talk to, so many people to bump into, meet. But yes, the meet and greet, MEAT. All the food is going to be approved by Jay Gulinello. Uh, it's being set aside, and it's really just the chefs. The chefs that Jay brought in are nose to tail chefs. They only work with the best parts of every animal. So the asshole, there's going to be fried asshole there. So make sure you come for the fried beef asshole. That's all it's going to be, actually. That was the surprise. That's the only thing that's going to be available to be eaten that night. Let's see here. So the meet and greet, that'll be from 6:30 to 8. So I started thinking, what would be like a good, if we're in person, what would be like the grab bag section of the night? I said, oh, I know what that would be. That would be, that would be shout introductions, shout outs, a little bit of roasting of the people in the room. So there's your grab bag. Then I got to get a panel. Me and Jay Gulinello. I got to find one interesting story that I think would be great. Again, it's not going to be live streamed. I would love to do that. I would love to do that like virtual ticket stuff maybe next year. I just didn't have time to work out the broadcast apparatus. But I am going to be doing private streams from the phone for monthly sponsors. So if you guys are monthly sponsors, you'll be able to get behind the scenes on everything, and I'll bring you on stage with me during the shout outs and the panels and stuff. So there'll be that. And then I'll do walkthroughs. So, but let's see here. I wanted to King. Somehow King has got to lead a disco dancing 101. How are we going to get King to do a disco dance 101? Matt has got to come up for self defense tutorials or something like that. How to subdue wild beasts. And I'm thinking if Matt is going to give us tutorials on any animal that he's going to subdue and put down with his bare hands, we need a canine. We need a feline, we need a shark, and we need some sort of bird of prey. So I have to find full-sized stuffed animals or something. So we're gonna have self-defense tutorials. I think we should do an intermission dance-off. I think this should be, like in Greece. you know how in Greece everybody has it's the school dance. And they're just dancing, and everybody's just, the judges are walking through like a dance contest. Oh, if Matt wrestles endangered species. Oh, man. The question is if we can find, they can't be small stuffed animals, they have to be large. Maybe if I get a pterodactyl. That's not endangered, it's gone. But who cares? We can say that it's the last remaining of its kind. And Matt is going to kill it here. He's going to show you how to break its neck live. If you encounter any remaining pterodactyls, this is the way that you break its neck to oh gosh. A Bigfoot. Oh, okay, hold on. Wait a second. Let me just write the hold on. Endangered species? Question mark. Sasquatch, comma, pterodactyl, comma, a dodo bird. Period. Don't spend too much money. You don't have much. Maybe I can get somebody in a Sasquatch costume. Maybe I told Jay Gunnell last night. I said, Jay, what would you think about me getting one or two people? So it snapped with me. I realized I have a contact locally that has this incredible, um, this incredible cast of it's called, you know, it's called Dave's cast of characters, and they'll send magicians, they'll send jugglers, they'll send fire breathers, they'll send balloon artists, they'll send caricaturists, they'll send people in superhero costumes. I am going to. I think we're going. I think I'm going to be able to. I'm definitely going to get a caricaturist there, so people can sit down and have themselves painted as jesters. That will be the theme. Everybody's going to be painted as jesters. That would be wonderful. We'll see. Hopefully, they're a good caricaturist. Rent a pterodactyl. I could have from the Bronx Zoo. I've choked quite a few chickens, says C. Griff. The pterodactyl will be a cakewalk. This will be good. Again, just want to say thank you to not only Paige, the Coffee Revolution, in Davenport, Iowa, for being so amazing in keeping the Quite Frankly coffee, helping me establish it and keeping it around. Because, you know, the coffee market with prices and, you know, shipping has been exploding, but that's been wonderful. So this is the Quite Frankly Elevation Blend. It's a light roast. It's so good. It peps in your step. And then this takes you into outer space. Your nootropic, non-dairy, non-sugar creamer. Put it in your hot coffee, iced coffee. Don't have to put it in coffee at all. Shovel it into your mouth. Put it into your yogurt, whatever it is. The link is in the description with a one-time 20% off, or I can send you samples. Let me know. You got to have it. You got to try it. So, okay, so this is great. I already got some new ideas over here. That's why I got to talk to you guys more often. That's why we do these production meetings. So that's going to be, that'll be good. You know what I'd really love? Let me see. I really would love to get Mike Baldwin up here for a comedy set. He's the only comedian in the area that's available. Because Chrissy's got something going on that weekend, and yeah. Mike Baldwin. We got to get him in from Missouri. Don't we? That would be incredible. Okay, so for tonight, a dunk tank. Maybe we can do that in the courtyard by the cooks. Well, I'm hoping Roseanne is going to come up just to be walking around with Mel K. I got to talk to Mel today. I know Mel's coming by, but I was hoping that she can rope Roseanne along just to be around. You know? That's all. Oh, Vic DiBitetto. Oh, man. Maybe I can get him. Maybe I can get Vic. Let me write that down. Maybe I can get Vic if I can't work something out with Mike Baldwin. I wonder how much Vic would cost. If Mike Baldwin just lived a little bit closer, I don't think it would cost anything. I think he would just want to come by and hang out and eat and have a nice crowd, a friendly crowd. You know? All right, so you know that's enough for thank you guys for helping me brainstorm a little bit on September. What about tonight? I'm trying to get a guest on for tonight. Hold on, wait. Oh, okay. The guest only half of the guests can do it tonight. They just emailed me. So the real question is, what do you want to talk about tonight? Akira is going to be telling me whether or not he's going to be um, in the States. He's waiting back on a visa approval. So as you may or may not know, Akira The Don lives and operates out of Mexico. So I think he's trying to get into the United States to do some work and all that stuff. And I'd love him. I'd love for him to come and be the DJ. I got to make a decision on the DJ quick. So hopefully he tells me in the next couple of days. Johnny Mojack is in the chat room. I'm hoping I get to see Mojack and John Ward in September as well. I think the chances are good. I hope that chances become a lock because they have, again, this is what I'm talking about, having people like John Ward and Mojack walking around canoodling with people, taking pictures, hanging out, eating apps, getting a caricature made. That's the plan, says Mojack. Please. Please, God. It's September 5th and 6th, Jay. Well, September 6th is the main event, but if you go and get one of like the 10 remaining VIP nights, VIP tickets, then you'll be able to go to the Studio A on September 5th for the VIP night. Then it's a 2-night event. Set the Charge is not doing a set this time, but next year we're going to get into concerts. I want to start making concerts again. Me and Anthony we were putting together local concerts in high school all over the place. Any school auditorium that gave us some time, any VFW building, every rec center that we could have an open space in, that we would bring in our own PA, get the bands, we would promote with flyers, stand on local, high school campuses. We would go to one high school, but we would go to other people's high schools and be like, hey, come on. And we'd get hundreds of kids coming out sometimes. And I want to get back into that again, but, obviously it'd be a lot more legit, a lot more grown up. That'd be awesome. I told John Ward that too. I said, next time there's going to be a live music element to it. You gotta bring out some of your best of hits. He said I have to start practicing or something like that. Frank, do you always play the drums or other instruments? I guess I can play the tambourine. I know how to hold a guitar. I know progressions. And if I can put something together with guitar. I can learn songs on guitar. I learned how to play that before the drums. Of course, the skin flute. It's very hard to forget how to play the skin flute. All right, what else we got? Pantera played in Hartford last night. I saw Pantera was whipping out new songs to put into that playlist. I wish that they had done that back in May when we saw them in Philadelphia with Metallica. That would have been great. They were still playing the same they're still playing the same set from 2023. Thanks, Frank, for saving me $11 on this Keto Brainz. Oh no, what's that with the code? Well, also remember, I'll send 3 sample pouches right to your house. You don't have to do anything, but just email me. So what's the reason why Molly gives away so much? Oh shit! I forgot to tell you guys. Well, actually, you're in the Moldy Apple. You're in the running right now. If you just went and bought something on Keto Brainz, you're in the running now for that raffle that we're going to be giving away tomorrow. And I actually have to say that on the show tonight. If you buy anything on their website until like tomorrow at noon, you're in the raffle for like that $350 worth of stuff. A full bag, the vibration plate, the BPC 157 peptides, all that stuff. You just got to use a Quite Frankly promo code. Win Frankly. I'll talk about that tonight. Totally forgot. But anyway. All right, so last thing, because it's a half hour in and I want to go start putting my notes together for tonight. Topics for tonight. Anything in particular you guys want to talk about? Q&A, rapid fire. We can do Q&A. We could do open lines. I figured I'm going to need 2 bags to make a month, which is the discount code's like $100. It's going to be sustainable. Wait. 2 bags for what? 2 bags to make a month? Which even with the discount is $100. What are you talking about? 2 bags is a month? This is 30 servings in a bag. Sydney Sweeney's Milkers. If you have one nice scoop of this in the morning or in the afternoon, wherever you need it most, if you're taking 2 a day, and you can have, I think you can do like 2, 3 a day, it still would be good for you. It's not like you're taking 5-hour energy or anything like that. It's just, I don't know why you would need to go through. You're really gobbling it down if you're taking 2 bags a month. I mean, more power to you. Did you see Laura Loomer's piece on Tucker Carlson? No, what is it? I'm telling you, I've been out. Hold on. I have been totally out of. Let me see here. I've been totally. I don't know. I've become a little bit less of a person to talk to when it comes to those types of infighting things. I don't know what's happening. I don't know who Tucker Carlson has interviewed lately. I think the last thing I noticed coming out of him, I think he sat down with the supreme leader of Iran. I don't know. Laura Loomer, I don't know what the hell she's up to. Never really followed her in the first place. But I try to get my thoughts together on what's been like turning me off lately about everything. That's why I just wanted to have some fun with you guys, and our conversations always end up becoming culturally and globally relevant. So, but I could not do that stuff. What is going to be really good is that after the show ends, so tonight we have book club. I got to finish this up today. Oh, Tucker and Fuentes are both accusing each other of working for the feds. I saw Fuentes. I saw a reel on Instagram of Fuentes going after Tucker Carlson about his background versus Fuentes' background. How Fuentes is all American. He has an all American background. His grandparents killed him. Literally, he brings up, early untimely deaths and all that stuff. He said they killed themselves and PTSD. Yeah, but I mean, Fuentes has a point about Peter Thiel. I mean, whether or not it's just like the red robot and the blue robot from Rock'em Sock'em, it is. He does have a point about people like Peter Thiel, and wanting to transhumanism and running the world through AI and all these people's obsession with immortality and things like that. I tell you, this is why I just say I'm just an observer. I'm in the bleachers with you guys on this one. I'm in the bleachers with you guys on this one. Deus Volt, no doubt. It's a much better place when you don't listen to the mainstream drama, yeah. And that's the crazy thing is that so much of what used to be alternative media is now mainstream. You know, you talk about, especially when you talk about audience size. I mean, what is really mainstream media that we think of back 10 years ago? It's just corporate media. It's corporate media. It was a lot more mainstream when there was tens of millions and more people watching it. But as we know, the average viewership of the nightly cable news shows. I mean, they're fighting with each other for a number to be number one in ratings, and they're all pulling in less than 5 million viewers. You look at people like you know Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, Nick Fuentes, whatever the hell it is, and some of them are on a lot more limited reach than others. And I mean, impressions, we're talking about tens of millions. So it is a lot more mainstream, even though it's being served up through alternative means, not the television, cable providers, which is really not, that right there doesn't really make any, that's not really legitimate anymore. That's not the test of legitimacy anymore. But now we're watching all of the new mainstream people go after each other. And I think a lot more people are invested in these fights because a lot of their audiences have been with them since they were small, small guerrilla voices on social media. Like Candace Owens, I remember when the first couple of Facebook videos of her went viral. And she's from this area. I remember I reached out to her. Up until about 2 years ago, she followed me on Twitter because before she started signing bigger deals and whatever, she was a local. I don't know if she's from Westchester or if she's from Fairfield, Connecticut, or something like that. But what little exchanges we had just pretty much established that we all shopped at the same Whole Foods and stuff. That was years ago. But obviously, never everything changed. Everything changes, and now it's the new mainstream. Connecticut, okay, yeah. So that's that. It's crazy. So the real question is, who is the real Fed, and will there ever be confirmation? Is anybody going to have to wear the Fed dunce cap? Or is it just going to be years of accusing each other of being feds and just having everybody compartmentalized into different camps? And, that's why I'm just like, okay, let's open up the lines tonight, see how everybody's feeling. Let's talk about the WNBA and how ridiculous that is. And the fact that there are now three neon green dildos being thrown onto the court. Three instances of specifically neon green floppy dildos being thrown. It's not anything other than I like to see how yeah, there's been a third thrown or fell out. No, I just like when I see a funny pattern like that start, because you can just tell that someone's like, okay, this is great. This is great. We got to tack on to this. And I don't know, man. I think it's pretty hilarious. I wish somebody would start throwing green dildos onto the field during Yankee games. That'd be a lot better than watching the Yankees play. You know, there's going to be more people watch. For I wonder how many more there should be. See, even just like a 0.02% increase in television viewership of these WNBA games just to see if anybody can say another dildo. I bet you any money that there's going to be more people watching. It could be just a sliver of a percent just to see if another dildo is going to fall onto the court or flop, bounce. Because, of course, the best thing is that they are the floppy, bouncy kind. You know? If there's some measurable way, if we can see, what was the average viewership, television viewership of these games 2 weeks ago, and then from the start, from like the day after, or you'd probably have to start from the second dildo, because it's one thing for it to just happen, everybody's watching the clip, but when the second one becomes a trend, from the second one on is where there has to be a sample taken out and it has to be compared, because now everybody's just like, have you seen anything yet? They're not even watching the gameplay. Not even watching what's going on. It's just like the players are secondary. Everybody's just nothing yet. Okay. I wonder how they got them into, well, I guess the metal detectors are not going to, I guess you stuff it in your pants. First of all, it's guys. It's guys who brought that in there. Because you stuff it in your, right? Am I wrong in thinking that? You would stuff it in your pants. It's rubber. It's not metal. None of the detectors are going to go off. If they grab your crotch, they're just going to be grabbing some hose. You know? What are you going to do? They're going to give you a wink afterwards? It's got to be. It's got to be. You can't put that in a bag. It's got to be in your pants. And you're good to go. Or unless it's like The Godfather. Unless it's like The Godfather when Michael kills Sollozzo and they put the gun behind the toilet in the bathroom. Somebody's planting. There's somebody on the inside of these arenas that are planting these dildos. It could be an inside job. Like, yo, it's gonna be behind the second garbage can on the third level by the woman's bathroom. It's gonna be taped to the back of the garbage can. It could be an inside job. You can't discount that. This could be like the Sollozzo hit. All right, it's 11:05. I gotta go. I'll be talking to you guys. We could be doing this tonight instead. But again, thank you, everybody. Thank you to go and get yourself the Quite Frankly Elevation Blend. And anything you buy on the Keto Brainz site, pure, effective, no BS, Alpha GPC, lion's mane mushroom, L-theanine, MCT oil right from the coconuts. Your brain says, oh, thank you. Thank you. I'll see you guys tonight at 7 o'clock. And then again at 9 o'clock when we do the first session for the Body by Stephen King. Let me tell you, it's so good. It's good. It's a shame. It's a shame that some people turn out to be just, they beclown themselves in the world. But this is so well written. And if you don't have the book, it's okay. You go to the forum post, quitefrankly.tv, go to the forum, and there is the book club post for the first session of this. And the PDF, it's right in there. You can read it. It's the first comment by Vesper. There's the link to the novella. You can read it right there on your browser, on your tablet, whatever it is. Get in on it. Another reason to become a monthly sponsor for pennies compared to the work I put into this. All out of love, of course. Until tonight, 7 o'clock. Be good.